All right, Tumor Tales, boom! Bonus video today. I just did a live video and I thought of something that I wanted to cover, but didn't know how to integrate it into the topic I was talking about. It has to do with the intersection of faith, science, and healing, and the power of belief and the power of intention. And I know this isn't for many people, this is, borderline heresy to hear people talk about faith and science in the same breath, but hear me out. So a question that was given to me kind of got me down this rabbit hole. A question about somebody was questioning a video I had done back in April where I was kind of skeptical of whether or not fenbendazole, the canine dewormer, would be something that could protect you or help you recover from COVID. And oh my God, I'm sure you can hear my kids in the background. They're going crazy. So my thoughts on that is it's a fairly complicated topic. So, there's been so much censorship with anybody who doesn't have the accepted point of view on COVID and healing, and let's just say there's so much fear porn out there right now that it's damaging the psyche of a whole generation of children. And don't think for a second that I'm trying to diminish the potential hazardous or danger that COVID, or any virus for that matter, can have, particularly for people who are vulnerable, who have underlying health conditions, people who COVID is really dangerous if you have high blood pressure, which I've suffered from in the past. People who are immune compromised. That's a lot of people who watch this channel. Particularly if you're taking chemo and radiation, or if you've recently had a resection. Many times your immune system is under stress in that situation. Many people aren't eating right, so that also, they're eating a lot of calories, but they're the wrong kind of calories, so that can compromise your immune system. A lot of inflammation with some poor food choices. So the flu's dangerous. Hell, the common cold can kill someone who's immune compromised and who's got underlying health conditions. So that's not what we're talking about here. People who are vulnerable, people who are at high risk, need to take every precaution possible. Where I get irritated, I'll say irritated, probably a stronger word, is that, I see that our liberties are being taken away. Healthy people who could be out working and supporting those who are vulnerable. Those people are being told, shut yourself in. Kids who have very little risk, extremely low risk. And yes, you can parade out the outliers for any situation. And I think the exceptions prove the rule, by the way. And the fact that, our leaders, I use that term loosely, are more than willing to engage in these massive shutdowns, which have just extraordinarily dangerous consequences, terrible consequences on children and really adults too. Like when people can't get together, or they can't have that fellowship, that warmth that you can really only get I believe that when you're in close proximity with people. You can do a lot on Zoom, but I'm zoomed out. No offense to anybody, but anyway, I'm going afar here. But the point is that I don't know what fenbendazole does, but I do know one thing when it comes to COVID or anything. I believe in the power of intention. I believe in the power of faith. If you think about what we are, at our core, we're not just these, big pile of flesh here, right? And with some organs, we're made up of trillions of cells that are made up, with, cells are made up of molecules, they're made up of atoms, which when you look at an atom, it's not this perfect, spheres that orbit around another sphere in perfect harmony. No, it's pretty violent. And they're not little balls that are orbiting around it in spherical or perfect circles. It's energy fields, protons, electrons. These are clouds, energy clouds. So at our core, we're beings that are made of energy. And if you want to take a theological perspective on that, you can say that's our spirit, that's there. And I truly do believe that we do have a significant, if not almost complete control of our health and our immune system and healing if we are able to be focused enough with intention, with faith, and with purpose when it comes to healing. Yeah, I know. You can't sit inside a nuclear reactor and think positive thoughts and heal yourself. Yeah, okay. I'm sure someone's going to say that, right? I'm not talking about the exceptions. I'm talking generalities. And I've literally myself had moments where I have, prayed or I've focused on healing and positivity and gratitude when I was ill, and almost immediately felt better, if not, within a matter of minutes or a couple hours, felt healed. So I think that I think there's tremendous power. A guy like a Joe Tippens who believed that he was healing by taking Fenbendazole in this vitamin cocktail and CBD. Do I think that could have played into it? I absolutely do. Now, many people look at, cancer as a parasite. Dr. Helga, she's a Canadian doctor, she had this whole theory that, many cancers, not all, but many came from intestinal fluke. And she came up with this tincture, which I have. It's, I'll grab it. It's she used wormwood, a combination of wormwood. Oh, what the heck else? It was black walnut husk. This is an example of it that I take as a quote unquote dietary supplement. So this is black walnut husk, orange peel, lavender flower, European something, and of course my vision isn't what it used to be. But I believe that there's a real power there. And when you have multiple people focusing their energy through prayer or intentional thought or gratitude, and you can see that manifest itself in the physical world. There have been instances where people have actually seen physical objects move when enough people have used the power of intentional thought and prayer and focus that energy. And if you think about it, think about any energy field. If you can focus that narrowly enough, it becomes a laser beam. So yes, there are many will not agree with that, and that's okay. I'm not gonna hurt my feelings. Feel free to troll me if it makes you feel better. But the reality is there's some real power there. And whether you want to pray to God, whatever your religion is, or if you want to check out the works, the quantum physics, and study the quantum field with guys like Bruce Lipton and Joe Dispenza. Joe Dispenza is one I think you should read, regardless of both Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton. It'll give you an extraordinary perspective. And and then there's just some greats out there if you just want positivity, which I believe has a huge impact on health and well-being. Wayne Dyer, who's unfortunately passed away. Jim Rohn, another great thinker. The Tony Robbins of the world, I still think, he has a great message, but gosh, he really kind of got his message tainted a little bit by commercializing it over the last few years, but still it's still some great stuff there. So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. I had to do kind of an addenda to today's video on the power of intention, prayer, faith, and the intersection of science and faith and its impact on health. Hopefully this is useful to someone. Hit the subscribe button if you like messages like this. Hit a like. If you don't like it, delete it and don't tell your friends about it. If it is something that you got value out of, please tell your friends. The only thing we're selling here is hope, folks. So anyway, have a great day. Love you all. Boom! We're out of here.